Alabama NFL roundup, Mark Ingram part of record-setting backfield for Saints. With the Pro Bowl season that New Orleans Saints running back Mark Ingram has had, Sunday's game wasn't anything to write home about. Ingram ran for 35 yards on 13 carries and caught 4 passes for 19 yards in a 31-24 loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But combined with Alvin Kamara's performance in a loss by the Carolina Panthers, the day still turned out okay for Ingram. Ingram and Kamara became the first pair of running back teammates to each gain at least 1,500 yards from scrimmage in the same season. Ingram had 1,540 yards and Kamara had 1,554 yards from scrimmage in 2017. Ingram finished the 2017 season with 1,124 yards and 12 touchdowns on 230 rushing attempts and 58 receptions for 416 yards. All those stats are career highs. Kamara had 728 yards and 8 touchdowns on 118 carries and 81 receptions for 826 yards and 5 touchdowns. Kamara ran for a touchdown and returned a kickoff 106 yards for a TD on Sunday. Ingram won the Heisman Trophy at Alabama in 2009, and Kamara spent a redshirt season with the Crimson Tide before transferring. The Saints and the Panthers finished tied atop the NFC South standings with 11-5 records. Carolina lost to the Atlanta Falcons 22-10 on Sunday. Because New Orleans swept the season series with Carolina, it received the division's number 1 position. That earned the Saints a home game when the NFC playoffs start next week. They'll play the Panthers at 3:40 p.m. CST Sunday in the Mercedes Superdome. Ingram wasn't happy with the regular season finale despite the record and Carolina's loss. "I don't think we played good," Ingram said of the Saints' offense. "We definitely have to play better if we're going to have success in the playoffs." Ingram was among the 25 former Alabama players who got on the field during the 17th Sunday of the NFL's 2017 season. Other former Alabama players who started on Sunday included wide receiver Julio Jones, Foley, of the Falcons caught 5 passes for 80 yards against the Panthers. Atlanta's victory earned the final NFC playoff position for the Falcons. Sunday's yardage boosted Jones to 1,444 receiving yards for the 2017 season as he led the NFC in that stat category for the 4th consecutive season. Jones also set a record by reaching 9,000 career receiving yards on Sunday in his 95th game, the fastest in NFL history. Right cornerback Marlon Humphrey, Hoover, and middle linebacker C.J. Mosley, Theodore, of the Baltimore Ravens. Mosley made 6 tackles, including one behind the line of scrimmage, and forced a fumble, and Humphrey made 3 tackles and broke up 2 passes in a 31-27 loss to the Cincinnati Bengals. The loss cost the Ravens a spot in the AFC playoffs. Safety Eddie Jackson of the Chicago Bears made a career-high 10 tackles, plus a special teams stop, in a 23-10 loss to the Minnesota Vikings. Left cornerback Dre Kirkpatrick, Gadsden City, of the Bengals made 3 tackles and broke up 2 passes against the Ravens. Right offensive tackle Cyrus Kouangio of the Denver Broncos made his first start of the 2017 season in a 27-24 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. Defensive tackle Ashawn Robinson of the Detroit Lions made 6 tackles, got in on his first sack of the season, had 2 quarterback hits and batted down a pass in a 35-11 victory over the Green Bay Packers. Free safety HaHa Clinton Dix of the Packers made 1 tackle against the Bears. Right cornerback Kareem Jackson of the Houston Texans made 2 tackles, broke up 2 passes and had a quarterback hit in a 22-13 loss to the Indianapolis Colts. Nose tackle Marcel Darius Huffman, of the Jacksonville Jaguars made 4 tackles, including a sack, in a 15-10 loss to the Tennessee Titans. Darius recorded his first sack and made his first start in his 9th game for the Jaguars since being traded to Jacksonville by the Buffalo Bills. Running back Kenyon Drake of the Miami Dolphins ran for 74 yards on 14 carries, including a 32-yarder, and caught 3 passes for 15 yards in a 22-16 loss to the Bills. Drake was ejected from the game in the fourth quarter. Right defensive tackle Dalvin Tomlinson of the New York Giants made 4 tackles and deflected a pass in an 18-10 victory over the Washington Redskins. Left guard James Carpenter of the New York Jets. Middle linebacker Reuben Foster, Auburn High, of the San Francisco 49ers made 5 tackles in a 34-13 victory over the Los Angeles Rams. Left defensive tackle Jaron Reed of the Seattle Seahawks made 5 tackles and had 2 quarterback hits in a 26-24 loss to the Arizona Cardinals. Running back Derrick Henry of the Titans ran for 51 yards on 28 carries and caught 1 pass for 66 yards and a touchdown against the Jaguars. With DeMarco Murray out with the knee injury, Henry stepped in as the Titans' primary ball carrier and found the yards tough to come by against the Jaguars, even though he had 9 more rushing attempts than he'd ever had in an NFL game. The longest reception of Henry's career, however, went for his first receiving touchdown and Tennessee's only TD of the game, giving the Titans a 6-0 lead with 14:04 left in the second quarter. The victory allowed Tennessee to advance to the AFC playoffs. Left guard Eric Coangio of the Redskins. Other former Alabama players seeing action on Sunday included Falcons defensive lineman Courtney Upshaw, Eufaula, made 3 tackles, including 1 behind the line of scrimmage, against the Panthers. Packers defensive tackle Quinton Dial, Clay Chalkville. Jaguars running back TJ Yeldon, Daphne, gained 5 yards on 4 carries and caught a pass that resulted in a 2-yard loss against the Titans. Los Angeles Chargers nose tackle Damian Square. Jets wide receiver Ardarius Stewart, Fulton Dale, caught a 46-yard pass in a 26-6 loss to the New England Patriots. Stewart's 6th reception of his rookie season was the longest of his NFL career. Oakland Raiders wide receiver Amari Cooper caught 3 passes for 115 yards and 1 touchdown in a 30-10 loss to the Chargers. Cooper scored on an 87-yard pass with 11:38 left in the second half as the Raiders tied the game at 7-7. Cooper recorded his second 100-yard game of the season and 11th of his career. For more of AL.com's comprehensive coverage of the NFL, go to our NFL page. Bears guard Brandon Green, Bengals quarterback A.J. McCarron, St. Paul's, and Kansas City Chiefs linebacker Reggie Ragland, Bob Jones, were active on Sunday, but did not play. Ravens outside linebacker Tim Williams, Texans wide receiver Dean Drew White, Jaguars offensive tackle Kem Robinson, Rams inside linebacker Mark Barron, St. Paul's, Seahawks running back Eddie Lacy and Redskins outside linebacker Ryan Anderson, Daphne, were designated as inactive on Sunday.